What's up, buckos? It's me, Brody, Despicable Buckaroo 78, and welcome to our new weekly video series, which is going to be called Put the title here. I don't know yet, but editing Brody will know, and he's going to put the title there. And anyway, welcome to the channel if you're new. Basically, I just make movie news, movie reviews, maybe memes sometimes, funny videos sometimes, I don't know, man. Just like to have fun here. But with that in mind, if you like that kind of stuff, consider checking out the channel, subscribing. If not, that's fine too. Just sit back and relax and enjoy the new, I'll see if you guys like it, the new weekly series. Right there. Real snazzy, huh? So anyway, to the point, what this series is gonna be is just catching you guys up on movie news that I hear of over the week, movies I see over the week, movies that, some of my favorite movies. Sometimes I'll just talk about a movie that I really like that not many people know about or like appreciate as much. Just talk a little bit about my personal life, but I'm just talking about movies that are coming out, anticipated movies, movies I've seen so far this year. And yeah, just lots of movies. Might be, movies is probably gonna be in the title. I'm thinking like Brody Talks Movies and such. Something like that. But anyway, so today is the day that I finally make a video. I've procrastinated through the whole summer, made one video of the entire summer, and it was a YTP. So check that out if you will. It's Butterman 2 by TP. Anyway, so why don't we just get into the first episode of Okay guys, so of course welcome. Okay guys, so first on the agenda is movie news, and since I was gone for a good bit, I'm gonna have to be talking about a good lot of movie news. I made one video, but it wasn't in the summer. I made one video about a week ago when I was sick. I'll put a card here if you want to watch that, but so anyway, it's about the Spider-Verse movies. 2 posters right there of each movie. Love these movies. Probably, definitely in my top 3 movies. Not sure where they go, but whatever. Anyway, about them. So of course, there's a highly anticipated sequel coming out, Beyond the Spider-Verse, coming out God knows when. Hopefully before GTA 5 or 6, whatever. But anyway, rumors had leaked that the whole movie was scrapped and they had started from the beginning. And everybody was freaking out online. And it was very quickly confirmed that no, it's not scrapped. Daniel Pemberton, the composer, was like, no, I'm pretty sure that's not true, but he doesn't truly know. Then the actual producer of the movie was on like Facebook or something, I don't know, I just saw pictures. And he said, no, movie's not scrapped. And I was one of the earlier people to post a video about it. Of course it didn't do well, because the algorithm doesn't really like me right now. Doesn't really ever like me, but anyway. So that's some of the movie news. Of course we got the Sonic 3 trailer a couple weeks ago. Really awesome. Looks to be one of the best video game movies in a while. Probably better than the second. I don't know. But it looks good, I'll admit. I'm not sure it was a great idea to bring Jim Carrey back, because they already killed him off twice. But I don't know, it'll be fine. That'll be fine, it'll all work out in the end. I think it's going to be a pretty good movie. I also want to talk about the Dogman movie, which just got its first trailer. As like a younger kid, I read those books and I thought they were pretty good. The movie trailer looks like basically exactly what the book was. Captain Underpants movie was a little bit different from the books, which was good. I think this Dogman movie is probably gonna please a lot more fans, which I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but as a kid I probably would be. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Next January, I think. Other movie news, I really don't pay that much attention, don't really rely on me for movie news, but Venom 3 trailer. I've never been a fan of the Venom or Morbius movies, any of those. Madam Web was awful, just atrocious. But this one looks a bit better, especially that Noel. I think Noel was a really cool character that I read about in my Marvel Encyclopedia book. Where is it? I'll sort that out later, but that's weird. It's gone. Oh, sorry. Okay, we're good. But anyway, it looks okay. Noel might be the only reason I might watch this movie. Didn't even watch the second one, because the first one was just, to me, a big letdown as a huge Spider-Man fan. But anyway, yeah, so that's movie news basically, because I don't pay that much attention. Don't rely on me for that, as I said earlier. But moving on, next on our list, we've got summer movies, which there's some that I gotta talk about. As I said, I did not post very many videos in the summer, one or two, and I didn't talk about any movies. So we're gonna talk about all the movies I saw, and then we're gonna rank them from worst to best. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first movie I saw this summer, people are considering this a summer, so I'm just gonna go along with it. I don't know if it's a summer, but Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes came out May 10th. I'd say this movie was pretty good. I did like it. I got the steelbook here, as you can see, because it was cheaper than the regular. Kind of an ugly one, but I don't care. It's got the disc on it. Anyway, the movie overall did not feel like a nostalgia fest of the Caesar trilogy. It had like little references to Caesar here and there, but it didn't really rely on the other movies to be its own movie. It's its whole new thing. All the characters pretty likable. I thought the whole thing they did with May turning out to be like evil and helping the humans because they want to take their world back. I like Noah a good bit. Feels a little bit plain. Like Caesar was grim and quiet sometimes. Like he was just all the time. But Noah feels similar to that, but I feel like he has a little bit less personality than Caesar did, because he hasn't been through nearly as much as Caesar has. I'm gonna see to the next movie where we get to spend more time with the character. This movie, incredible CGI as always. The movie obviously didn't hook me nearly as much as the original three, but I don't got much to say. I'm not very good at reviewing movies, but I really like the score, the CGI, the action, the story is good. The villain, Proxima Caesar, is just very entertaining villain. Not the deepest, but just probably my favorite of the year so far, except for one that I'm gonna talk about in a little bit. But anyway, let's move on to the next movie. I saw A Quiet Place Day 1 in July, and it was alright. I liked the original Quiet Place film a good bit. It's a very suspenseful one, and one of my favorite things about it, it was similar to Jaws. It did not show the monsters in the movie till almost the last scene. So it was like Jaws on another level. Like you see even less of the monster, and just how things very quickly, they just escalate from one thing that happens and another, it causes another thing. It's like a domino effect. Anyway, just really like the first movie. This movie is that movie in New York City, and got Lupita as the main character, and she's on her deathbed basically. She is going to die of cancer, I believe. I don't completely remember, but so when all these people come running, trying to escape the city after an explosion, all these aliens escape, she stays. She wants to help people get out, and she finds this one person played by, don't even remember his name, he's from Stranger Things, I think. But anyway, him and her, they form a friendship. They help each other survive through this, and she helps him escape while she wants to stay, because she knows that she's just done. She's not gonna live. I felt like the movie very much ended very quickly. Like, I thought they were just walking around trying to find something to do, and then they're like, oh, okay, there's a boat, bye, and the guy character leaves, and then like 2 minutes later, the movie ends, and I'm like, whoa, okay. The pacing is not very good in this movie, and I just say overall not as good as a movie as the original, but it's watchable. Deadpool and Wolverine is the movie I saw in late July, and this movie was a blast. It was so much fun to see one of my favorite superhero, live-action superheroes, Wolverine, back after 7 years since Logan. Obviously, the movie is not nearly as good as Logan. Logan is an incredible superhero film, but we're not here to talk about Logan. Deadpool and Wolverine is a miracle, to say the least, that they got these two characters on screen, similar to No Way Home, but I felt the plot was a little bit more solid since they used the TVA instead of just Doctor Strange magic. And I thought the plot had a lot more emotional weight than I expected from a Deadpool film. Deadpool was funny, as always. It's a really funny movie, laughing all the way through. So the movie starts off a little bit slow, but the opening scene, I gotta say, is amazing. But once Deadpool and Wolverine meet, and they're like banished to the void, that's when the movie starts getting really good. I thought this movie might be a little bit too nostalgia bait at times, especially in the void after they meet like Johnny Storm and then Blade and Elektra. A lot of characters that kind of felt like they were just nostalgia bait. But anyway, I felt this movie had a lot of charm, and Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds have incredible chemistry on screen. There's little banters back and forth just got me laughing often. The action in this movie is very well choreographed, especially the opening scene. Sorry, the opening scene with Bye 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 was actually like very well choreographed, and I thought one of Marvel's best opening scenes, to be honest. The villain of the movie, Xavier's sister, I don't even remember her name. She's not very interesting. She's okay, but she doesn't really serve much of a purpose in the movie outside of being a villain. Yeah, it's a good movie. I liked it. Let's talk about Inside Out 2. This movie, I'm gonna admit, I don't have too much thoughts on. No, I didn't have much thoughts on the other ones. But this one, when I saw it, I immediately came out of the theater and was like, was it worth the hype? Like, not even close to as good as the original. Alley. So anyway, Inside Out 2. I thought it was pretty good, but nothing revolutionary. I felt that the first movie had a lot more emotional weight to it. Many scenes that made me feel things compared to this movie where I didn't feel attached to what was happening or anything. I didn't feel like the stakes were nearly as high as the original. The original just felt like something special, and I don't know if that could be replicated. I like what they did with all the new emotions. I liked it. I'm gonna have to give it a rewatch when it comes on Disney Plus. But I liked it, didn't love it. It was really good for recent Pixar, but that's not saying much. It was pretty good. I thought that the emotion was a little bit lacking compared to the original. The anxiety character was pretty well written, and there was a lot of funny little ideas put in the movie through like the brainstorm, that kind of stuff, sarcasm. I thought that was funny, but didn't. Allie, no! No! Anyway, I didn't love the movie too much. Okay guys, that was all the summer movies, and I hope it didn't suck as much as I think it does as I'm recording this, because I described those movies so incredibly stupid. But anyway, next on the list, we've got new movies, like in the last month or less. To start, we've got Beetlejuice, sequel to the Tim Burton classic. And I saw this movie 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and it was a really enjoyable sequel that didn't actually let me down in any way. I felt like I got everything I wanted out of the movie and maybe even a little more. I like the original Beetlejuice a lot. It's a really funny movie that just has some heartfelt scenes too. But anyway, yeah. I didn't think that Beetlejuice really needed a sequel, but it got one. And to be honest, it's pretty good. It gave Beetlejuice the character a lot more time than the last movie, which he got under 20 minutes screen time. So this movie is about the dad from the original movie is dead. And yeah, they go to a funeral, and then Winona Ryder's daughter meets a ghost who tricks her into trading their lives, and then they end up in the I don't know, man. I don't want to talk about movies anymore. Oh my god! But anyway, I thought this movie did have the same charm as the original. Really funny, had many practical effects, practical gags, and it just really cool, really funny. Great to see Tim Burton back after a while. Michael Keaton is shining as his Beetlejuice role, as he did before. Great movie, the whole cast, most of the cast is back. Catherine O'Hara is a standout because she's just hilarious, as always. But anyway, yeah, Beetlejuice, liked it a lot. Let's talk about Transformers 1, which I just saw a couple days ago. And going into this movie, didn't expect too much. That'd be okay. The trailers do not do this movie any justice. I thought this movie was the best Transformers movie that has ever been released. Saying that, I haven't seen any other Transformers movie. However, I really doubt that any of them are nearly this good. This movie is a prequel, and it focuses on the relationship of Orion Pax, who becomes Optimus Prime, and D16, who becomes Megatron in the future. And it's about them going to the surface world out of their underground city and finding out the truth about their reality and what really happened and how they have been lied to, they have been stolen from, they have no idea about it. All the bots, the main character Transformers, take this differently, but the one that takes it the hardest is D16, who's Megatron, and he has a villain arc throughout this movie. Once they're given allow them to transform by the Prime, the final surviving Prime that Sentinel, the evil villain, didn't kill. He decides that he just wants revenge and vengeance, and he just, instead of creating and restoring their world, he destroyed it. And throughout the movie, you can just see him becoming more just hell-bent on destroying Sentinel, and he does. He kills him in the end. One of the most emotional scenes in the movie is when Optimus tries to stop him from killing Sentinel, and then he gets shot by D16's blaster, and half his body is gone, and he's just hanging by D16, and then D16 is like, at first he's like, "Why did you do that?" And then he's like, "I'm done saving you," and then he drops him, and that was genuinely surprised. That was a Koba, you are not ape moment. Freaking awesome. Just, I don't know what to say about this movie. This is probably in my top 3 so far of the year. It was good. I really liked the dramatic aspects, and the animation was stunning. That's all I gotta say about it. Let's move on. Now let's talk about anticipated movies. Coming pretty soon. Next we'll talk about Joker, Folie à Deux, Joker 2. I don't think I'm gonna see it until later, maybe next weekend, because I'm not really anticipating this. Saw the original, liked it, didn't love it, thought that a little bit overrated, and some of the aspects of it were a little bit corny in a way. They felt a little bit too pretentious for a Joker movie. Still, I thought it was really interesting on many levels. exploring the psychological aspect of Joker himself. And Joaquin Phoenix, there's no doubt he deserved the Oscar. Saw the trailer for this one and thought, okay, a musical with Lady Gaga, I'll check it out, I guess, but I don't know how a sequel to Joker will just work very well. And I saw the trailers and I was like, okay, sure. But then it started getting early access reviews that were just awful. And I'm just really worried about this movie doing like horribly with critics and audiences. I know it's gonna do well with financially, probably. But anyway, looks okay. Don't know if it's gonna be a hit like the original, but you know, you never know. Okay, let's move on. Another movie coming out is Piece by Piece, a Pharrell Williams Lego movie. This one I've got barely anything to say about. Trailers don't reveal much. It's basically just a documentary about Pharrell Williams animated in Lego, which I thought was kind of a really cool idea. Thought it was a little bit really random. And Pharrell Williams isn't the kind of guy you would expect to have a biopic about him, but maybe he has a really interesting story, I don't know. Yeah, it looks pretty decent from the trailers. Don't know why they decided to be Lego, but hey, pretty cool, I guess. The last anticipated movie that's coming out soon is Venom: The Last Dance. It looks fine, okay, better than the first, to me, at least. I think that the addition of a really interesting villain, the Noel, the God of Symbiotes, is a really cool idea, but I really hope they don't turn it into a multiverse mess or try to pull in Spider-Man like they did in the post-credit scene of No Way Home. Every time they do that, it just lets everybody down when they fake us out like that. And I feel like you could just do Venom without it having to be a multiverse story. And not everything has to be multiverse, guys. I just feel like it would be really cool to see Venom fight the other symbiotes and maybe even die trying. That'll be an interesting ending if the character actually just died a hero or something, you know? I don't know, that'd be interesting, but I really hope it's decent, because I don't know, just why not? I want them to redeem themselves after Madam Web. That was all the new movies, so after this you guys aren't gonna really hear anything about anything recent, anything new movies or movie news. I'm just gonna talk about movies that are new to me, that I watched in the last month about. First movie I'm gonna talk about is Cloverfield, a J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves found footage horror movie, which I thought was really cool, really interesting. The way it feels like it's all one shot, and it's still, even though it's filmed on this little camera, it doesn't have anything cinematic about it. It's able to display so much emotion and just make you feel terrified of these creatures. But the shots of when you first get a clear shot of the Clover monster, you actually see it, that is one of the creepiest shots in the movie. Honestly, this movie is really cool. It's not just amazing, but it's really good. Everyone should check it out. Not everybody's gonna love it, but I really liked it. Actually just picked it up randomly at a thrift store for a couple dollars, the Blu-ray, and it turned out it's a really good movie. Yeah, it's just a really cool movie. Next, I'm going to talk about its sequel, kind of, 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is a movie it's barely related to Cloverfield. If you just cut off the 10 minutes of the movie at the end, it's not related to Cloverfield. But anyway, 10 Cloverfield Lane is a movie about a disaster happens and a woman crashes in her truck. And she wakes up tied, handcuffed to a bar in a room in an underground bunker, like a disaster bunker. And he's been taken there by John Goodman as Howard. She contemplates whether he is actually helping her or if he kidnapped her for sadistic reasons or whatever. First time watching it, you're losing your mind trying to figure out if this guy's crazy, is he actually trying to help them? This movie is really interesting. the two characters that were brought into the bunker by Howard. Eventually, they figure out shady stuff about him, and they try to find a way out of there because he tells them the air is contaminated above, so they can't leave. So they try to find all these ways to escape and survive, and they find these shady clues to what he might actually be, what he actually has done, and what the darkness that truly lies behind his past. And I don't want to spoil too much, but the movie gets pretty insane. There's a scene that I'm not going to spoil anything about, but it completely diverted me. Within 3 seconds, one character says something, and then he does something else, and it just completely diverted me, and it was what? Blew my mind. The last 10 minutes of the movie almost ruined it, to be quite honest. Next time I watch the movie, I might stop it there, right before the 10 minutes, because I don't like it. So if you just watch the whole movie, if you don't like the ending, just skip it. But anyway, moving on. Super 8 is the next movie I saw. Super 8, another movie that I blindly watched from a Blu-ray. And this movie feels like a mix of Stranger Things and like Cloverfield. It's set in the 80s. It's about this group of tweens who are filming their little horror movie about zombies, and then a train crashes behind them, and a man who drove into the front of the train with his truck mysteriously tells them, don't tell anybody about this. And so they don't. They have to keep it quiet and try to hide the secrets of this man, which they figure out along the way. I'm not going to spoil this movie. This movie has very 80s vibes. The characters have a lot of chemistry. They're just a very heartwarming movie. Has a lot of great friendship arcs throughout the movie. The movie's really well done. It makes you feel things at the end. It's an emotional movie. It can be a thriller at times, a drama, a comedy. It's a lot of things, so just check it out if you want. I thought it was great. Next, we're going to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean, The Black Pearl, the original. I watched for the first time, actually, and a little bit let down. Everybody's been hyping up this movie for so long, and I just never got to watching it. And now that I've watched it, I'm like, I don't think it's all that good. I think it's okay. And I really liked Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, because obviously he's just an incredible actor with such great range. This is undoubtedly one of his most memorable roles. He's hilarious. Many of the characters I like. None of them I get truly connected to. Like I'm like, oh no, I don't want them to get hurt. It's none of that. It's a fun movie nonetheless, but I didn't love it. I thought the pacing was a little weird. At one point, I thought the movie was gonna end. Then I look, there's still 40 minutes left of the movie. Just gonna mention, I got it at a thrift store the same exact day. So yeah, it is a pretty good, okay movie. Didn't love it. Thought the CGI was really cool with the skeletons. Thought the pacing was a little bit weird all over the place. Just the score is great. Acting great. Just not movie for me, I don't think. So now we're just gonna move on to a whole different section. I'm just gonna talk about a random favorite movie of mine. Favorite movie of the week. This week, I'm just gonna talk about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Really quick. Not just like a minute or two. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is one of my favorite movies because it is an incredible drama and action film that is able to display such emotion on the main characters, Caesar, and the betrayal of Koba. This movie just overall has such a sense of dread throughout the movie. The score sets the tone very well. The humans want to survive and thrive. The apes want to survive and thrive, but Koba can't forgive what the apes have done to what the humans did to him. And all of his hate and rage ends up in a great conflict that causes an ape and versus human war. And the emotion throughout this movie is just impeccable. It's awesome. I love this movie. I don't know what to say. I love this movie. Okay, moving on. Next, we're going to talk about other stuff. Really quick. Piano. I've been playing piano for a while. Just going to talk about, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just going to show you a little video here. Currently playing Ratatouille, Spider-Man 2, and some Zelda songs I'm trying out. I'm just gonna try out some stuff and see how it goes. Hey! Okay, next let's talk about stupid school. This is gonna be out 10 seconds. I freaking hate school. It's horrible. I hate it. It's horrible. That's it. We're done. Flips and parkour. I actually did my first backflip off of grass onto a camping mat. It was off of grass, so yeah. Here's a video of that. I'm having a lot of fun in parkour, working on my rolls. I lost my technique with my rolls after a while of not practicing. Not very good at them anymore, but I'm still really efficient in parkour, I think. So that's doing well. Let's talk about recent rewatches of some movies. Recently I rewatched, this is going to be really quick, barely even going to describe the movies. Puss in Boots 2, one of my favorite movies of 2022 and one of the best Shrek movies and DreamWorks movies. Really awesome. The Spider-Verse movies, probably my favorite movies that are ever released. Such incredible animation, writing, score, everything about them, just love it. I watched The Dark Knight again. It's a great superhero movie that has one of the greatest villains of all time, and it's really awesome watch. I'm rewatching the MCU currently. I stopped for a little bit because I just forgot. Right now I'm on Iron Man 2, about to watch it, but anyway, I rewatched Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes when I got the Steelbook. First time I watched it since May, and I still like it. It's good. I like the movie. I already talked about it though. Lego Batman is a movie I rewatched. It's right in there. A really fun movie that it's probably my favorite Lego movie because it's able to have hero elements. It's able to do a family story, and yeah, it's pretty much almost I'm moving on. I watched Barbie again. It's pretty funny, but there's a lot of stuff about it I don't agree with because it's a little bit preachy. But anyway, so I think that's about to wrap it up for this whole episode of. Okay, that's the title. This episode is probably gonna suck. I'm gonna figure it out on the way. Maybe next episode will be better. But for now, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.
What the dog doing? Beep, boop, boop, bop, boop, boop. What?